People don't make space for learning, for growth, for getting it wrong, which is definitely something that I am finding very interesting in the way that people interact with one another. Been a minute, right? Okay, so I have owed you guys this one for a while. Um, it's gonna be an interesting episode. Okay, so the last writing prompt was: imagine the moon is keeping a secret from you. What is it? She was always different. Each night she became a new version of herself. I used to think it was me that changed her until I discovered her pattern. She was always bright and filled with a guiding light at first. Getting to new was her easiest cycle to read. The weird part was if you paid attention to her sporadically, you would never notice. You would think she stayed the same. I realized she was afraid. She needed to turn away, to see who was watching. That's when I realized I was watching too much. I used to look up every night, mesmerized by how beautiful even her smallest shine can be. Now I look when she is brightest, like many others. I will pretend, just like them, that she is only relevant when brightest. But there's a secret, a soft one. Not that she is resilient, not that she is lonely. It's a simple but heartbreaking secret. She doesn't have her own light. She gave it up to be close to who she has the most life defining importance to. The tide of memories belong to her. Now people think she is most beautiful when she reflects light from the nearest sun. Yeah, okay. Sup. How you been? How you been doing? We broke 1,000. Thank you so much. I am grateful. I am glad. I'm honored. It is weird. It is odd. It has affected me, and I don't know what to put on the internet anymore. And it's weird, but we're getting there, and it's okay. So yeah, I've been gone for a month, 2 months, 2 months. My bad. Not that it matters, but my bad. Consistency has been a battle. 2020 strict is not as simple as I thought it would be. And 2020 fix is not any easier. Um, whew, where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin? Have you ever felt like you are stuck in a cycle of consequence? It's a weird way to talk about an odd thing. Um, I don't know if it's mine or if it's other people's or if it's both at the exact same time. There are things that feel like they are not my business that are bothering me. There are things that feel like they are my business that are bothering me. There are things that are not my business that are not bothering me that should be bothering me, and that's bothering me. Um, yeah, it's been an odd one. Um, Time of year, all of that. It's all messed up. It's not computing would be the word that I choose to use, but emoting should be the more opportune word that I use to speak on it. Um, I don't think that all consequence are felt by the people that make the decision, but I do think that there are consequences that you should feel because there is something for you to learn. And this is my positive spin on it because if I do not do that, it is problematic. Um, it is not healthy. Take things and build stories around them. We know this already. We've learned it. We learned to write stuff down, talk about our feelings, da 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 da. Cool. Acknowledged. Let's not therapize stuff for like 5 seconds, right? Let's just you and me talk for a little bit. Um, Even if you know what you are doing, that doesn't necessarily teach you how to do a different thing. And even though you learn how to do a different thing, it doesn't mean you always know when to implement it. And even if you do know when to implement it, it doesn't always mean you know how to execute it. Right? Um, it is difficult to think that you can see an answer that you can't say, speak, act, convey to the world. And also, it is not your job to be understood. So, if that is the case, then only you need to understand the answer. But then what? What does that then mean? Okay? And that's kind of the consequence issue. Now, there are big things and there are small things. There are there are people or human things, friends, family, those types of things. There are intrinsic things, character, ideologies, belief systems, those types of things. And then there's like this weird, I don't know how to categorize the last little piece of things. It's like just conceptual things. It's just, it's real things, but it's the, you know, it's the thing that a lot of people don't consider vulnerability. It's not the character that you know how to put on. It's the person behind all of that that just kind of is who it is that you are. And that's where the magic is. Always, it's always going to be there, it's always going to live there. But sometimes that person, they can be boring. It's not necessarily that they are, but it's a thing that can happen because of another thing. And I think a lot of people don't understand that 9 times out of 10, it's another thing that's making a person boring. It's not that they don't know how to do a fun thing, it's that something else is in the way of them doing the fun thing. You know? It's like, a single parent not going out is not always because they don't want to go out. It's because priorities have shifted, and in turn, going out is a little bit, it's gang admin, you know? It's I don't know, the couple that went out in the beginning that stopped going out together because it's too much. Admin, it's something else. Someone's in survival mode, another person is grieving a loss. There's 200 million different things that it could be, but it's always another thing. And I am starting to learn that maybe that's where you're supposed to see people. That's where you're supposed to interact with them. And I know it's a little bit greedy and it's a little bit ridiculous to skip some steps and just jump straight into that. But that's normal. That's life. Like, we don't need to do the other stuff if we're not playing for short term. Like, you need to get as used to, quote unquote, what is normal life for this other person as quick as possible. And that is only because of the fact that they matter, or you want them to. Maybe that's a nicer way to say it. You would like them to matter, so that's what you'd like to do. Because if you don't, then you won't. Then you can't. Sorry. But yeah, so cycle of consequence, conceptual stuff that's outside of the fray of I know what's mine and I know what's not type of stuff. Um, I think I'm terrible on camera when I can't understand what's happening upstairs here by me. Because, goodness gracious me, the last 60 days have been a ringer, eh? Yeah, the sprint from May to here. Serious. I'm not even like, I'm supposed to be more hyped about the World Cup, and I'm not. But also, just in case, like, I need to say it because I have to say it. Um, so this is like Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, right? So this is going to be the only episode for this month. It'll be one episode for this month, and then the rest will continue. But just in the middle of everything that I'm saying, dude, not a dude, whatever, I'm talking to a person that just needs to change their opinion. And I mean, we all know that that is something that is important. That is something that I think speaks to knowledge, speaks to IQ, speaks to EQ, speaks to everything. So I watched a documentary about, I think the documentary is from 2017, but it's about guys that go to a prison and yeah, they do the work. That's like the whole hint that I'm gonna give. Anyway, it's called The Work. That is my recommendation. If you have not done anything for yourself as a guy, this is my recommendation for you. We don't know each other. Maybe we do. If we do, listen. If we don't, listen. Please, like, do it. It is. It was a very, very. It caught me by surprise. That's what. That's all I'm gonna say. And if you're a woman, watch it as well. Hell, there's value for everybody. I don't think it's a gender specific value type thing. I just think the premise of what the show is about is something that maybe we should learn to talk to a little bit more. And as you can see, I'm talking excuse me. Wow. I'm talking around it, which is unnecessary. But it's to see who listens. I mean, we up to 1,000. Oh, also now the new goal is 10. Just by the way. So there's natural progression. We need to do this thing. Um, we have 5, 6 months until the end of the year. Um, let's. I need to have a conversation with you guys if it makes sense for us to do an event. I do not want to do stuff in winter. Okay, it's like solid and serious. Um, the music that I've been recommending, I think there's a DJ that is gonna knock it out of the park if I put it together. So that's a thing. I need to step into this content thing. So that's a thing. Realistically, meeting up is probably a thing. I don't know how to process that at this point, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. And da, 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 da. Yeah. So within the next 6 months, at some point, if whatever is supposed to happen that's magically supposed to happen happens, I will see if that's a direction that we go and put it together. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit hopeful to say like between 50 and 100 people, but I don't know. We'll deal with that when we deal with that. There's multiple talks that need to occur. So, yeah, that's the work is the plug, and then this is the little plug future talk situation, new goal from the consequence chat, from the concept of it, things that are not necessarily my problem and my burden and stuff like that. But I'm taking it upon myself either way, whether I understand it or not, because that's life. Um, how do you process what isn't processed? You know. Okay. I haven't been reading. It's been irritating me because I want to read and I have stuff to read. I did start Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. Pretty sure that's the name, right? It's a book I already read a couple of years back. Some stuff in the book are a little bit murky to me, and I think those are the things that I need to learn. So the sweet irony is the thing that triggered that was a song. And because of the fact that I've been gone for 60 days, I'm behind on giving you guys music recs, which I'm sorry for. Man, sorry that your ears haven't been blessed by some of the stuff that I've been finding. But also, it means they are going to come. Um, because of the fact that this is the only episode for this month, it is going to be a matter of the music is going to be the focal point in the next episodes, just because it can be. The writing is also going to be an interesting thing because I need to now process everything that's happened over the course of the last 60 days. And you hear, so you might as well just be along for the journey, you know? We're going to try and keep it a little bit more consistent at this point, purely because of the fact that I do feel terrible for the fact that I have been inconsistent when that was one of the goals that I set for myself this year. And it sucks. But I found some motivation. I got some stuff. There's some new ideas in my head. And we're going to play with it. And we're going to see what happens. So I'm looking forward to that. When it comes to learning what it is that you know, how it is that you know it, and why it is that you know it, I think it's something that you are constantly going to be unpacking. I've been having kind of a back and forth with my mom over the course of the last 3 4 months now, and the conversation has been about lessons are taught, how they are taught, why they are taught, and how can you teach something if you've never learned it. Now, obviously, this is my bread and butter when it comes to conversation. This is my favorite thing in the world, favorite type of stuff to talk about, because of the fact that I don't think there is a right answer. There's merely two different people's opinions, and it's it's very difficult. It's a hard conversation because you trigger stuff by mistake, and it I don't know, it shows you new sides. And I wonder, it made me wonder, let me say, it made me wonder about how many sides I've never learned to see when it comes to people that I've already experienced. And it makes me wonder, but it also makes me wonder how many sides of myself I've shown people and they've never seen another side. So that's very interesting. And then I get pissed because I'm like, why is there sides? But that's not necessarily a conversation that my brain is prepared to have, if I can say it like that. Um, I am learning that if I sneak these into the middle, I can focus a little bit more when it comes to the writing prompt on the tail end, right? So I'm gonna go straight into music Rex right in the middle of the episode. Fun. Okay, so the first one, guys, this entire album is phenomenal. Sure, there might be a little touch of AI in it, but I'm still swearing by it. Great album by Credo V. Daniels. Okay, the track that we are gonna highlight on the playlist is gonna be All the Girls. Okay, that's our first one for this episode. Then we're gonna go with Wish You Well by Elisa Soleil. Apologies if I'm saying the name wrong. The third one is Voicemail by Glass Penthouse. Also, great album. Very, very nice. And then this is the trigger for the reading. The song is called Siddhartha. The artists are Bloody Immigrants. And then the final track for this week is Vows by Finn Askew featuring Ezra Skies. Okay, so that is our music recs complete, right? It is difficult to do something purely because of the fact that you know you can do it, not because of the fact that you know how to do it. Okay? A lot of people don't make space for learning, for growth, for getting it wrong, which is definitely something that I am finding very interesting in the way that people interact with one another, because it's difficult it's difficult to be upset when you know a lot of different things that's happening in the world to people that you know. And it doesn't mean that what you're going through is irrelevant. It doesn't mean that what you're going through is lesser than, because at a different point, a different person was going through a different thing, and you were going through a different thing. So it just balances out at some point. And you need to know not how to only see the moon when it's brightest. You need to be able to appreciate the moon in its phases and understand that it affects different things based on its phases, whether that be the tides or the whole luteal phase thing, those types of stuff. It's all because of the moon. So there's there's a lot more to what it is that we see, even if we've seen it our whole lives. And even if we've seen it our whole lives, we can still see more. And it's hard. It's difficult. Oh man, it's difficult. Gee whiz, it's difficult. I think I think it's damn near impossible to actively change your perception of yourself and other people simultaneously, as constantly as they happen. I think that is the new skill that, after learning discernment, after focusing on decision making, after focusing on content, after all of these things that I've been speaking about gaslighting, all of that stuff, right? I I'm getting to the point where I feel like it's, if you can't use, what's it called? What do they speak in My Hero Academia? It is parallel processing. If you can't walk and talk, you need to do both of those things until the point that you don't need to think about doing those things in order to do that thing. Okay, parallel processing. And at the point where you have enough lessons that you've accumulated, you can use all of the lessons at the same time, which is just life. This is not like a magical thing. It's not a special thing. It's not even a unique thing that's happening. I just think it's a thing that I'm seeing, I'm observing it, which is weird because clearly I'm bored. But outside of that, I just think it's very it's very peculiar to have a day filled with every single thing that it could be, and it still be a hollow day, even if a day had nothing in and could be a full day, right? Because that's also been an experience. It's been something that's been lived through, and empirically, the evidence is there. And if I'm being a complete random person and just referencing something out of the blue, with Plato's allegory of the cave, I think it's a shadow that is familiar to me, and I'm frustrated because of the fact that it's so familiar, it's unfamiliar. It's like I could see color the whole time and it was gone, and then something happened, and then it disappeared, and then it came back, and then it's been dancing with me ever since I've had that experience. Which is weird to try and explain to somebody because it's not logical. It's not something that fits the definition of the world, because it shouldn't matter and you need to do what it is that you need to do. But realistically, the thing that I'm having more fun learning about is, if nobody's going to give you the space to do something, maybe you taking the space to pay attention to yourself is the only thing that you need to do right now. Just just for a little bit. Not not because you were an evil person or because you're this bad person. It's not about that. It's just, if everything I've learned up until this point is for other people, there has to also be value for to me in order for me to remember it. Else I'd be a bad caveman. You know what I mean? Like I keep running into this analogy of how would a caveman do it, and it's not. I don't fit it at any point. It's a ridiculous thing, but still. And man, the herbs are not taking me out because I'm a gardener. Reading, I'm learning weird stuff that has nothing to do with where it is that I am. I'm not focused on the animals that's around that's problematic. I'm focusing on fishing, on going away. I'm here in the Highveld. I'm focusing on fishing, which I only prefer by the ocean, which is far away from where it is that I am. Those types of things. But it's not. It's type 2 fun. I'm trying to have a sequence of experiences, whether good or bad, happy or sad, whatever, and run with those definitions or those experiences of fun, and accumulate enough experience with the people that I'm connected to in order to have positive experiences that redefine life, simply put. But even that is not a simple thing, because realistically, I also want to have type 2 fun by myself. So, oh, see, perfect timing. So, random anime plug. Um, first off, almost every anime that I recommended last year won an award. So that's like a great thing. But there's another anime that I watched that kind of triggered this whole camping thing that I'm on. It's called I think it's Futari Solo Camp, but it's solo camping for two. Pretty sure that's its name. Um, it's a weird anime about camping, and it's just lots of information just bombarded with you. But it's also like cutesy. I don't know how else to explain it. If you watch it, it'll make sense. If not, ha, okay, you'll forever know that that's the way that I describe something. Um, but yeah, that's the anime rec. So we've got music recs complete, anime recs complete, reading in the beginning complete. We just got a writing prompt at the end, and then we've whacked this episode, guys. See, it's not gone. It's not gone. Sorry, that's something I was worried about. I was worried that I'd forgotten how to talk to a camera. Talk to you guys. Um, so in doing stuff for, in this case, for myself, is weird. I'm I'm bumping into more resistance. It's not fun. It's irritating. It's exhausting. It's tiring. Blah 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 blah. Cool. Back to the drawing board. I've been back to the drawing board about 60, 70 times. It's the same stuff that I needed to do. I know I need to do it, and that's the stuff that I need to do. That's why we're back here, because it works. It's important. It's healthy, right? For some reason, there are things that get in the way of this, and that's what's frustrating me. That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. That's the thing that out of everything that I need to work on, that's the thing that I feel is the most important, even if I don't understand it, because clearly it's something I've never needed as a caveman. You know, it's something I didn't think was a survival skill, something I didn't think I'd need for my survival, and now it's a weird thing that's sliding itself into every conversation that's happening. See random stuff. Okay, on that note, we are at the point where we can sum it up. So, if that was our last one, oof, you see the irony of how it is that things work, right? So, because of the fact that I was overthinking a lot of these prompts, I needed to pre-write some stuff. So I've given myself the next couple of prompts, and I'm gonna get them by surprise because I've forgotten what I've written down. That's how it works. So yeah, the prompt for this week is out of things to say. That's gonna be fun. Okay. Yeah, I've been Keegan. You've been great. Thank you again to everybody. We are still gonna chase the 10, but you guys are the first, and that's an important thing to me, and I'm grateful for it, really and truly. Stay curious, stay kind, stay connected. Keegan out.